For a long time now, you've been making the point, including in your podcast and programs with me, that Arvind Kejriwal had become just another neta. He was no longer the Arvind Kejriwal who started the India Against Corruption. Now the problem is that measured by the benchmarks of just another neta, he has failed. Measured by the normal benchmarks of politics, वो fail हो गए हैं. क्यों fail हुए? क्यों fail हुए?
See, Barkha, it's rather sad, but it was really coming. And but one of the basic reasons is that he lost his moral aura. Because in 2026 November 2012, when Aam Aadmi Party was formed, then everybody thought that this is the party, these are the leaders which can change the country. And then their motto was, we are not in politics to change politics, but to do politics. We are here not to do politics, but to change politics. Now, over a period of time, that change agent has changed. Now he is seen to be doing politics. So once you lose your moral aura, as I'm very fond of saying this, if the BJP loses on the question of Hindutva, if the Congress loses on the question of secularism, and if Samajwadi Party and RJD loses on the question of social justice, and Aam Aadmi Party loses on the question of morality of revolution, then obviously they lose their identity. And this is what exactly has happened. Arvind Kejriwal lost his identity. He's no longer seen as a radical revolutionary. He's no longer seen as an idealist fighter. He's no longer seen as somebody who was considered to be a messiah who will change politics in the country. When he was reduced to a normal political being, then obviously the people are going to decide on the question of transactional politics, which he was seen to be doing. So on that issue, Aam Aadmi Party seemed to be wanting. In the last 10 years, people decided that BJP is in a better position to offer them, and that's one of the basic reasons that he lost. But fundamental reason is that he lost his moral aura, he lost his charisma. He's seen as an ordinary politician who indulges into building Sheeshmahal, who's caught into the trap called liquor scam, and whose MLAs are no longer the honest MLAs. So all these factors contributed to his downfall.
Let me ask you this. Three of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders who lost, Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, and Satyendra Jain, all three spent time in jail, accused of corruption. Now, this could have gone two ways. Either the voter could have felt sorry for them and accepted the argument made by the opposition, made by people like yourselves, that the ED has been weaponized, it's been misused. But the voter was not taken in. Whether the ED is weaponized or not, that did not extend to sympathy for any of these three men. Why do you think that happened? Do you think more than the liquor scam, the Sheeshmahal, the palatial extravaganza that Mr. Kejriwal is accused of building is what took away any sympathy that somebody may have felt?
See, Barkha, the three names you have taken, it's very symptomatic. Arvind Kejriwal was the original architect of free electricity and free water. He lost. Manish Sisodia was an original architect of the so-called education revolution in Delhi. He lost. Satyendra Jain was called as an architect of the Mohalla clinic. He lost. So the four parameters on which Aam Aadmi Party was saying that that's a Delhi model of development, and which is total contrast with the Modi's model of promoting only the billionaires and not taking care of the human capital. All three losing has a message, and all three went to the jail. You remember during the parliament election, when Arvind Kejriwal was given a bail to campaign for the party, he did not derive sympathy, despite coming out of the jail and claiming कि vote का jail का जवाब vote से दो. He massively campaigned. Nothing happened. What does it mean? This shows total disillusionment not only with the Aam Aadmi Party but also with Arvind Kejriwal. Yeah. And if you trust CSDS survey, which I have no reason not to trust, CSDS survey says 37% wanted Arvind Kejriwal as a chief minister, with a vote which Aam Aadmi Party got was 43.56%. First time I had seen that Arvind Kejriwal's popularity was less, and people trusted Aam Aadmi Party more in terms of vote share, purely on the. This is what the CSDS is saying. It is not my. So that shows the downfall of Arvind Kejriwal. In 2019, Aam Aadmi Party got 18% vote share. In 2020 assembly election, 36% vote share jump. How does it happen? How did it happen? It happened because of the pull factor of Arvind Kejriwal. Once Aam Aadmi Party lost Arvind Kejriwal's pull factor, then Aam Aadmi Party had no other option than to lose battle. But there is a caveat. The caveat is BJP and Narendra Modi government successfully laid trap, and they fell into that.
What was the trap? What was the trap?
The trap was they let liquor scam happen. Allegedly liquor scam happened. They did not stop him, but this was the tussle bit. Arvind Kejriwal and the Lieutenant Governor is legendary since the time of Najib Jung. Why it was allowed to happen? Vinay Saxena comes to the post. He asks Chief Secretary to inquire about it, file a report, and the minute report reaches to his table, he asks he orders an inquiry. And the very next day, Arvind Kejriwal and India rolls back that policy. That was the blunder they did. Then I fail to understand that the Lieutenant Governor, which was stopping every file, nothing was moving. But surprisingly, Chief Minister's Bangalore file was moving like anything else. So they anticipated, they knew that let's give Arvind Kejriwal a long rope, he will hang himself. This is what exactly has happened. So on these two counts, these are the two things, liquor scam and Chief Minister Bangalore has really damaged Arvind Kejriwal's image of a radical revolutionary, that somebody who was talking about minister should live in 2-room flats and suddenly himself is living in such a palatial Bangalore. So these two contrasting realities people could realize, people didn't like, and obviously he paid the price.
Now the question is, what next? We are both old enough to not write political obituaries in a hurry. But Arvind Kejriwal has a problem. And the problem is losing his own seat, right? In a party that he made all about himself. I won't say that the party was all about himself. It was a party born from a movement. But Arvind Kejriwal centralized the party in such a way that he became equal to the party. Now, when Kejriwal loses his own seat, what happens to Arvind Kejriwal going forward? Is there still political space for him? What is that space? Is it as a Rajya Sabha member of parliament? Is it, I don't buy these theories that the Congress walas are promoting, that he's going to remove Bhagwant Mann and become the Chief Minister of Punjab. Somehow I don't buy it. What do you think?
Barkha, you are obviously asking the question, can Arvind Kejriwal bounce back? Or should the obituary of Arvind Kejriwal be written? Yeah. As I wrote in my columns, and very categorically, I wrote that nobody should be writing an obituary of any political leader for that matter, because it's a nobody knows future what is going to happen. But I'll answer this question at three levels. One is, can Arvind Kejriwal come back as a messiah again? No possibility at all. The trust level which he had and connect with the people, that is permanently broken. Can he come back as a political leader? Yes, of course. If Chandrababu Naidu can come back with vengeance, the same Chandrababu Naidu who cried in the assembly and he was so much humiliated by Jagan Mohan Reddy and his MLAs that he cried and cried and cried. We had seen Chandrababu Naidu as once upon a time the super prime minister during UF time. The same Chandrababu Naidu was in the wilderness for a very long time. He came back. So Arvind Kejriwal can always come back as a chief minister, as a political leader. Don't forget it. Aam Aadmi Party still got 43.56% vote share in Delhi, 22 MLAs with him. Then there is a government in Punjab. He has got more than 12% vote share in Gujarat, and he got 2 MLAs and 6.7% vote share in Goa. So it's not that Aam Aadmi Party is totally gone. So it should not be wise to write Arvind Kejriwal off. He will come back. He should come back. That's my understanding. But the third thing, which is more vital than the first two, is that he's facing too many legal battles. If Modi government can send him to jail when he was a sitting chief minister, what is the guarantee that the same agencies will not come back and haunt him and he is again seen in jail? I'm his well-wisher, so I don't want to see him in jail, but that's the reality today. And if tomorrow, suppose Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia and Satinder Jain and Vijay Nair again are seen in Tihar jail, then in their absence, and especially the absence of Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal, can the party survive? That's a big question. And God forbid, it should not happen. But if it happens, If he's convicted by the lower court, like Lalu Prasad Yadav, he ended up in being in jail for 5 years. If that happens, can Aam Aadmi Party survive? Can Arvind Kejriwal come back again? These are the real questions, and these are the real questions must be staring and must be bothering him tremendously. So as a radical revolutionary, no chance. As a politician, he can come back, provided he fights his legal battle well, and he is not he gets exonerated by the courts, and Modi government is slightly merciful on him.